So first of all, I'll start with a URL to get the admin profile, the admin or any user details. Let me start from the top here. So first I import app route dependency HTTP exception, which I will come back and use it. And then security. I also import O2. I don't think I need this here. Okay, I will need it. I also import SQL ORM. I import session from that. I import my schema, my database connection, my token. I think I will come back to use it later. I also import my user role attendance and then user role from the repository. I also import my role objects from the role. I also import the initial user, and then from security of my app, which is this folder, this one, I import the O2. So in the first URL that I created, I call it user/profile, and it's supposed to return a user for you. So in this URL, it will be consumed by both admin and the user. So all I'm doing is that I'm not taking any parameter, but I'm calling a function. I'm calling a function, a moment. So let me change this to get user. So with fast API, right, we can get a current user that is logging. The service is aware of a user that is logging currently, and this is from it is through the security from fast API. So in the security function, right, it takes two arguments: the get current user that we created on our O2, and this return the current user that is currently signed into our application. So we first check if the user is active. If it is not, we raise an HTTP exception, or we get the current user, and we get it through another function called get current user, and this is the function. It takes some database connection, and then the data, I mean the token data that we use, it takes that to know the current user that is actually logging into our system. So with that, we can get the current user. So we can make use of this current user in any of our functions. So over here, I'm calling the function we have on our user.py in our repository. I mean this function, the show function that we have, this one. It takes a parameter of an ID and then the DB connection. And exactly that's what we are doing. So we are passing the ID from the current user and then the DB connection to this function. And this function will return the user details. So if you come to our Swagger UI, you could see that these two URLs are mounted for admin. This URL is mounted for admin and then for a normal user. Let me show you how to tag this. So over here, you can see we have a tag. Now you can place a tag in the API.route, which is general, or you can place a tag on a URL. So on the URL, you specify the tag that you want to. So in this one, I'm tagging admin and then I'm tagging user. So this tag takes array of anything that you want to pass into it. So I'm tagging an admin and then I'm tagging a user. So when you come to the Swagger UI, you could see that it has done that for admin and then the user, meaning that a user or an admin can make use of it. So I can now log in. Okay, I'm already logging. So I can now call the URL to see whether it is working. So I'll just click on it, execute it, and then you can see that I have all the admin information as a respond JSON object that I'm expecting. So that's our first URL. We'll move on to the rest of the URL. So far we are done with login and login for user as well. Um, let's do add a user for admin. So we are going to do add a user for admin.